Today, we're diving deep into the swampy waters of a crappy conundrum. Would it be scientifically possible, or even a good idea, to survive solely on a diet of cheesecake? And who better to help us test this theory than Shrek from SML, the 717-pound ogre with an insatiable appetite for creamy, dreamy Sara Lee goodness. Shrek is known as the lazy, childish, not too competent, somewhat moronic, lacking in self-discipline, non-compliant, manipulative, sloppy, disgusting, and rather worthless character from SML. He's obsessed with eating cheesecake and taking craps to the point it's off the wall. Literally, it's on the wall and on the floor. He is so obsessed with cheesecake that he literally has romantic activities with it in addition to eating it.
Eating Sara Lee cheesecake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just living it up.
In the video Baby Shrek, he actually crapped out an actual baby because of this.
It can't be! Oh, come here, little baby! Daddy Shrek is here. He is here.
Since then, he's made a name for himself as a lovable yet crass couch surfer, mooching off his pal Mario and leaving a trail of cheesecake carnage in his wake. But here's where things get interesting. Shrek's love for cheesecake borders on obsession. No, scratch that. It catapults over the border and sets up a permanent residence in Obsessionville.
Hey there, Couch Donkeys! I just saw the commercial for the endless cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, and I have a gift card. So who wants to go with me and eat the fluffy, creamy cream cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory?
He eats it, sleeps with it, and even claims it flows through his veins. But could a being, ogre or human, actually survive on cheesecake alone? To crack this case, we'll need to consider a few factors. Everything in this video has been verified by all the scientists I know and is entirely factual. First up, let's talk numbers. At 717 pounds, Shrek is what we in the scientific community refer to as an absolute unit. But just how much cheesecake would he need to consume to maintain that impressive physique? Assuming Shrek maintains his weight, he'd need to eat roughly 3,500 calories a day and do absolutely zero exercise.
No! God, please, no!
Not too tough of a task for him. A typical slice of Sara Lee cheesecake clocks in at around 380 calories. So, if we do the math, carry the 1, divide by the square root of cheesecake, we find that Shrek would need to eat a whopping 9.2 slices of cheesecake per day to stay in peak ogre form. That's nearly an entire cheesecake every 24 hours. But it's not just about quantity, there's also a question of cost. Let's crunch some more numbers, shall we? The average price for a Sara Lee cheesecake hovers at around $7.99. Over the course of a year, Shrek's cheesecake habit would set him back a staggering $2,920. That's enough to buy a used car or a lifetime supply of donkeys. Now I know what you're thinking. Sure, it might be pricey and impractical and a weird decision, but as long as Shrek's happy and healthy, who cares? It's possible. Well, dear theorist, that brings out our next point of concern: nutrition. You see, while cheesecake is undeniably delicious, it's not exactly a superfood. A diet consisting solely of this indulgent dessert would leave Shrek with some serious nutritional gaps. Protein, minimal. Fiber, forget about it. Vitamins and minerals, more like Vitanope and mini ain't happening. Over time, such a limited diet could lead to some seriously unpleasant side effects. We're talking weight gain, sky-high blood sugar, clogged arteries, the works. And let's not forget about the gastrointestinal apocalypse that would inevitably follow. Remember, there is absolutely zero fiber in this man's diet. Everything is liquid. Do you remember Shrek's infamous toilet incident? Yeah, multiply that by infinity. But there's more. We haven't even touched on the psychological ramifications of an all cheesecake diet. Sure, Shrek might experience a temporary boost in mood and energy from all the sugar.
I am so down. I love cheesecake.
I want to go.
I don't like cheesecake.
You don't like cheesecake?
But he'd likely face some serious crashes as well. Plus, let's be real, eating the same thing day in and day out would get boring fast, even for an ogre with a one-track mind. Shrek's notorious temper tantrums and violent outbursts, they could easily be the result of a severe case of cheesecake fatigue. Look it up, it's a real thing.
Shrek!
It's like they say, man cannot live on cheesecake alone, lest he turn into a raging green monster. But perhaps the most disturbing aspect of this hypothetical diet is the sheer biological chaos it would wreak on Shrek's body. Remember, This is an ogre who proudly proclaims that his veins run with pure Velveeta. An ogre who, by all accounts, should have died from this unhealthy lifestyle years ago. Yet somehow, Shrek lives. His body, in a twisted display of adaptability, has apparently developed an immunity to the devastating effects of an all-cheesecake diet. His diabetes is so advanced, it's basically become self-aware. His digestive system, a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And it's somehow evolved to thrive on a steady stream of creamy, cheesy goodness. It's almost as if Shrek has become a living, breathing embodiment of the phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or in this case, what should kill you somehow makes you an unstoppable force of nature, fueled by a never-ending supply of cheesecake. So where does this leave us? Is a cheesecake-only diet a viable option for the average person? In one word, no. In several words, if you really need me to spell it out for you, absolutely not. Are you crazy? Put the fork down and back away slowly. While Shrek may have somehow defied the laws of nature and survived this long on a steady stream of Sara Lee, it's safe to say that the rest of us mere mortals wouldn't fare so well. After all, we are not absolute units like that. The human body simply isn't equipped to handle such a nutritionally void, sugary onslaught for an extended period. But maybe that's the point. Maybe Shrek's love for cheesecake isn't just a quirky character trait or a convenient plot device in SML. Maybe, just maybe, it's a testament to the sheer power of passion, the indomitable spirit of a being who refuses to be defined by society's narrow ideas of what constitutes a healthy lifestyle. Or maybe he's just really into cheesecake. Either way, one thing's for sure, Shrek's dedication to his favorite dessert is nothing short of impressive. Terrifying, yes. Ill-advised, absolutely, but impressive nonetheless. So, the answer to the age-old question of whether one could survive on cheesecake alone. Again, the short answer, a resounding no. The long answer, no, but if anyone could pull it off, it would be Shrek. The ogre with an iron stomach, an insatiable sweet tooth, and a desire for bathroom destruction. But hey, maybe that's the lesson here. We should all strive to find our own personal cheesecake, that one thing that brings us joy, that makes us feel alive, even if it's not necessarily the healthiest or most rational choice. Just, maybe don't take it to the extreme that Shrek has. Your toilet and your loved ones will thank you. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in next time where we will be exploring the age-old question: is it possible to live off of Kool-Aid and Kentucky Fried Chicken? And guess who's about to join us for that question? Subscribe to see that next week.